Can I be real with you? I didn't care to look anything up about this whole this event that he was at. I just know he was speaking at a forum. His thing particularly was on disinformation and tech platforms. And the problem with this, and the problem with what he's talking about too, is because these people always want to establish the rules as to who can and who cannot speak. And what they try to do is they try to redefine everything so that they can arrive at this predetermined conclusion and say, well, the right is, this is all misinformation, and that's the reason that the right is that they get hit so often and penalized so often on social media. Well, that is begging the question, because you're assuming, which is not the same as posing the question, you're assuming that the right, in order to make that argument, that anyone on the right is somehow engaging in behavior that would violate said platform's terms of service, or is engaging in behavior that they knowingly recognize as being false, that they're spreading content that's false and they're doing it anyway, maliciously so. But that's not the truth. Because there have been people who've been penalized, too many to go into here. I use myself as an example, and there were actually thousands others like me. I think it's probably more than that. The New York Times, or the New York Post story about the laptop, that's like one of the best examples ever. And it was all legitimate. New York Times even ran a story on the same thing a year later, except they didn't get busted for it. He's talking, his whole take on what is or is not misinformation is, it's an argument for them to control it, is really what it is. Yeah, the Forum on Media Disinformation. And he was on stage with all these people who promoted actual disinformation. Let's not forget, and this is what makes his appearance at this disinformation forum so unbelievably ironic. In 2013, PolitiFact awarded him their 2013 Lie of the Year for declaring, quote, "If you like your healthcare plan, you can keep it." He was trying to sell Obamacare to everybody. And then Ben Rhodes, his national security advisor, who is a one-time aspiring romance writer, I'm not even making this up, he said that he admitted that he had manipulated journalists to try to push favorable but yet favorable misinformation in the press. He knew that the stories were misleading, and he bragged in all of these emails about creating this echo chamber. And so that's why I think this is such a joke. He pushed that, and he got Lie of the Year. I never got Lie of the Year. Have you, Kane? No. Neither of us have. And so, with this whole idea of who can and who cannot, which I think is silly, who's defining what freedom of speech is, and how we have to, he was saying that these platforms are tools, and they're tools that we can redefine and tools that we can control. Well, there it is right there. That's the whole goal. It's unbelievable. That's what they want. And remember, do you remember the firm that was working with teachers' unions? American Federation of Teachers Unions. They had licensed NewsGuard's web browser extension to it's over almost 2 million members. Okay, well, that was a group that was knocked for promoting actual misinformation. It's weird that you have a group of people who actually engaged in misinformation at a forum that they created so that they could accuse everybody else of doing what they do. Because that's the strategy. Okay, well, we're going to do it, and we're just going to accuse everybody else of doing it.